Hey guys, good morning and welcome to my channel. My name remains Michael, and I'm really glad to be here this morning. I'm welcoming everyone, both new, my old subscribers. I'm really glad to be here. Before we start this morning, we would like to properly introduce myself and what I do. I'm the owner and the face behind the True Crime Niche, a faceless channel on YouTube. Um, Still working on other platform. I'm kind of a newbie, but anyway, we are all here together. So this morning I want to be talking on a particular case which I bumped into through my research. So we'll be doing much of a talk. We'll be exploring that case, and I'll be welcoming and I would like to hear your contribution and your thoughts and how far you've gone on your own, like your own research and your own channel. And if you are just a normal subscriber, like you watch for fun, I welcome everyone here. So here we'll be talking about the case of the disappearance of Sarah Miller, um, dated on August 2022. The location is Maplewood, a small town in the Midwest region of Texas. But her background, sorry, I'll be back in a jiffy. Sorry, I had to go to my closet to close my to do some things because of the noise coming from there. So, like I was saying, let's explore her background. She's a teacher. She's 28 years, and she's known for her dedication to her work, her students, and her vibrant personality. Now, the circumstances regarding to her disappearance was when she left her home for the weekend for camping trip with her friends, in which they planned to disconnect from technology and to enjoy nature. You know, our day-to-day life, we are so engraved with our phones, our television, and we barely have time for ourselves, like to be your natural self, to take care of yourself. You know, we barely have time for all that. So they planned this trip to disconnect from all those social life. Keep your phone at home. There is no phone. They are not taking phones. They are not taking any form of communication to avoid any form of distraction. So they planned this trip just to enjoy the nature, you know, to disconnect from their social life, to disconnect from family, to disconnect from any form of communication. So the event of the timeline, like mentioned earlier, it was 14th August 2022. Um, Sarah packed her gear and leave a note for her roommates. Like I said, they are going without um their phones and any form of communication. So it's normal to let roommates know that since she won't be going with any form of communication, so she have to like tell her roommate that she's going to so and so place in case if she's unable to reach her, so that she's informed. You understand? Now, like I said, she packed her gear and left a note for her roommate stating that she'll be back on Sunday evening. And on August 15, her friend reports a friend reports missing when she failed to return. They tried to reach her on her phone, but it was going straight to the voicemail. So, like I said, they went without phone. But then let's trace it back. They went on the 14th of August, and then on the 15th, the report came out that Sarah was missing when she failed to return. That's a day in between, right? Okay. Now they tried to call her, but her number was going straight to the voicemail. Remember, they went without phone. That's why she have to drop a note for her roommate. Now on the 16th of August, which is the following day after the report that she was missing, the friend filed a missing person report with the local police. Now investigation started. Initial investigation started. Police began searching the camping area, interviewing friends and family. They found her car parked um at the trailhead, but there was no sign of Sarah. Now the media, the local news outlets covered the story, raising public awareness. Sarah key families Sarah family appear on TV pleading for any information. Now the key evidence: two hikers claim to have seen Sarah on the trail looking distressed and talking to a man they did not recognize. Now, investigators trace Sarah's phone activity, revealing a text sent to her friend about feeling uneasy about the trip. Now, in every stories, there's always the theories and the suspects. Now, the theories and the suspects: the unidentified man seen by the hikers. Remember, two hikers saw an unidentified man talking to Sarah, right? Now, the unidentified man, the unidentified man seen by the hikers became the key suspect because he was the last person saw with Sarah. But now we don't know. It's an ongoing investigation. Authority released a sketch based on the description of those hikers. So they released a sketch for that unidentified man seen last with Sarah, and based on their description, friends mentioned that Sarah had recently broke up with her boyfriend, leading investigators to question him. He has an alibi but became a person of interest due to his emotional state during the interview. I mean, you cannot blame him, even though the person is Sarah's ex. He has to be emotional because this is somebody that was close to him. So, but then the turning point: a week into the investigation, a backpack belonging to Sarah is found near a remote area of the trail. Inside the bag is her personal items, but no sign of her whereabouts. Now the community rallies together, leading to numerous tips, but none lead to the concrete evidence. Now, the outcome: despite extensive search and investigation, Sarah remained missing. The case goes cold, but it continues to garner attention on social media and true crime forums. Sarah's disappearance prompts discussion about safety in outdoor in outdoor activities and leads to initiative for better trade safety whereabouts. Now, the conclusion of this story is the current status. As of now, the case remains unsolved. Sarah family continues to advocate for awareness and support for missing persons. Now, this is a case of Sarah. Now, the recap: Sarah, a 28 years old lady, she is a teacher. She has empathy. She's responsible. Her student loves her, and she's known for her vibrant personalities. She disappeared. Left for um she left for a camping trip with her friends, a planned camping trip with her friend, in order to disconnect from their social life, to leave technology, to enjoy some free time with our friends, natural free time with our friends on the 14th of August 2022. And on the 15th, after she dropped, on the 14th, which before leaving, she dropped a note informing her roommate that she'll be leaving for a camping trip with her friend. And on the 15th, her friend, when trying to reach her, her number was going straight to the voicemail. Subsequently, she filed a missing person report, which the police took to investigation. And in the process of investigation, two hikers saw an unidentified man with Sarah, which later, through investigation, they were able to draw up a sketch of the man. And through thorough investigation, they were unable to accurately identify the person responsible for the disappearance of Sarah, though it led to the questioning of the ex-boyfriend, who seemed emotional, but then he might be emotional, not necessarily because he has anything to do with Sarah's disappearance, but due to the closeness he has with Sarah, he had to be emotional during the interrogation. So we can see from here that the moral of the whole story is like we are supposed to do more. The government is supposed to do more in order to protect people and life. So, like I said, this is a story that is gaining much audience, and the true crime niche is more like a gap of the story. By the way, another one. I'll be discussing more on other stories. So just give me some minutes while I do a little preparation. Okay, sorry for that intrusion. Now we'll be looking at another nice cold case that we will be talking about this morning is the disappearance of Jennifer Casey. Um, Jennifer Casey is a 24 years old woman who vanished without a trace in 2006. It remains one of the most puzzling and haunting missing persons case in modern American history. Her disappearance has left family, friends, and law enforcement struggling for answers, and it has captivated the nations for years. Jennifer Jennifer case is one that raises unsettling questions and about the fragility of safety, the the unreliability of security footage, and the possibility that that an entire investigation could go out due to miscommunication and error. It is a case that continues to haunt many even more than a decade after her disappearance. Now, who is Jennifer Casey? Who is Jennifer Casey? Jennifer Casey was a bright and ambitious woman from Orlando, Florida, born on May 20th, 1982. Jennifer was the only child of Drew and Joyce Casey. She was a talented, intelligent, and young woman who had graduated with a degree in finance from the University of Central Florida. She had recently begun a promising career as a financial analyst at a company in the area and was described as hardworking, social, and family oriented. Jennifer was known for her positive attitude, loving nature, and close relationship she had with family and friends. At the time of her disappearance, Jennifer had begun living in condo in Mosaic at Millennium Apartment, an upscale residential community in Orlando. She had a great group of friends and a solid support system, but in early month of 2006, her life would take a sudden terrifying turn. Jennifer, on the 23rd January 2006, was like any day for Jennifer. She woke up, got ready for work, and left her apartment to head to her job in the morning. She was in a relationship with her boyfriend, but the two had been on break for a few weeks prior to her disappearance. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary on that Monday morning. Seems like our true crime today. Our story today is all about ladies with being on break with their exes. The first one, she broke up with her boyfriend, and near Jennifer again, she's on break with her boyfriend. So our boyfriend, I think we have a lot of work to do. Um, Now let's go back to the story. At 10 a.m., Jennifer spoke to her father, Drew Casey, on the phone. She had a pleasant conversation with him, making plans for the weekend. There was no indication that anything was wrong or that she was in danger. After hanging up, Jennifer left for work, driving a Chevy Malibu. She was last seen at her workplace, the Central Florida Investments by CFI, which was a short drive from her apartment. However, by the time her boss tried to reach her at the end of the workday, Jennifer was nowhere to be found. She had not come back to the office after lunch, and by the evening, her phone calls and text messages went unanswered. Um, Now, concerned Jennifer workers reach out to her family, Drew and Joyce, her parents. They rush out to Jennifer's apartment. When they arrive at her condo, that is her apartment, the door was locked, but nothing seemed to be out of place. Jennifer purse, wallets, and car key were all gone. Most worrying of all was the absence of her vehicle. Her car, a 2004 Chevrolet Malibu, was also missing. A search for her apartment revealed no sign of foul play. However, her personal belongings, such as her cell phone and key, were nowhere to be found. She had simply vanished, leaving nothing behind but questions and fear. Just days later, on January 26th, Jennifer's car was discovered about a mile from her apartment complex. The car was parked in nearly um empty parking lots where a condominium complex near a condominium complex which was not in that area that Jennifer frequented. This discovery deepened mystery. Sorry, I take that again. This discovery deepened the mystery. Why had she driven to this location? And most importantly, why had she left her car there? That was one question. Yet no one to answer the question. Up closer inspection, investigators found that the car was locked and there were no sign of forced entry. The keys were missing and the vehicle had no significant sign of damage. It was as if Jennifer had simply walked away from the car and vanished. Investigators noted that there was no sign of struggle and Jennifer's purse was missing. The situation was unsettling and the car had been abandoned, but no one had seen Jennifer or her car in the time leading to the discovery. The lack of concrete evidence left investigators baffled. They searched nearby security cameras for any trace of Jennifer, but there was nothing that could directly point to her movement after she had left work. One of the most chilling aspects of this case comes from the security footage that was recovered from the parking lot where Jennifer's car was found. While the footage does not show Jennifer directly, it shows a figure walking near the car in the early hours of the morning on the day that Jennifer's um, car was abandoned. The figure became a critical part of the investigation. Investigators released the footage to the public, hoping to generate tips and identify the individual, but to this day, no one has seen or come forward with a definitive explanation for who the person was on their connection to Jennifer's disappearance. As the week passed without any new leads, the case began to grow cold. The investigation stalled. The investigation stalled despite the efforts of the local law enforcement and the FBI. Several theories were put forward that Jennifer had been adopted, that she had suffered a mental breakdown, or that she had run away, but none of these explanations seem to fit the circumstances of her disappearance. Jennifer's parents, Drew and Joyce, Joyce Casey become increasingly desperate. They organize their own search efforts, securing scouring the Orlando area, posting flyers, appealing to the public for any information that might help solve the case. But despite their tireless efforts, the investigation remains as a standstill. Every lead turned out to be either a dead end or irrelevant. Now, the family frustration only mounted as it un- became clear that no one was closer to finding Jennifer, and the feeling of hopelessness grew. Over the next few years, the investigation would fluctuate between periods of activity and long stretch of silence. New leads will emerge, only to be dismissed as the case continued to stall. This must be so frustrating for the parent and the loved ones. Throughout the investigations, various theories emerged, but none of them could explain what happened to Jennifer. The most popular theory was that she had been adopted, but no suspects had been identified and no evidence was found to suggest that she had been taken against her will, maybe except for the security footage that was seen in the parking lot. But then that could not lead to anywhere. Another theory also suggests that Jennifer had been targeted by someone she knew, perhaps a stalker or someone with whom she had interacted in her life. Jennifer had briefly dated a man prior to her disappearance, and some has speculated that he might have been involved. However, no concrete evidence has been linked to him. The idea of random adoption, however, seemed more likely as time went on. Orlando, while a large city, had areas that were both populated and isolated, making making it possible for someone to adopt Jennifer without being noticed. Despite the effort of law enforcement, no one was ever able to conclusively point to a suspect. Over the years, the case has been seen, I take that again. Over the years, the case has seen new development and new information from media outlets and independent investigators. In 2021, the case was revisited by podcasts that delved deeply into the evidence, shedding new light on the case. Despite the passage of time, Jennifer parents had continued to advocate Jennifer parents had continued to advocate for the case to be reopened. In fact, her parents had remained hopeful that the truth will one day be revealed. Even as the years even as the years have passed, new efforts have been made to examine the evidence. The mysterious figures seen on the footage and the security footage remain an important point of interest for investigators. Despite the lack of progress, Jennifer's case is still an active missing person investigation, and the FBI continues to search for new leads in the hope of solving the case. Jennifer's parents have been vocal about their frustration with the investigation. They have spent years advocating for more attention to be paid to their daughter's case. The Casey family believes that a combination of miscommunication and missed opportunities lead to the investigation's slow progress. Drew and Joyce Casey had worked tirelessly to keep their daughter's case alive in the media, hoping that someone somewhere may have information that could help bring Jennifer home. Despite the plan of not knowing what happened to their daughter, sorry, I take that again. Despite the pain of not knowing what happened to their daughter, the Casey family remained resolute in their belief that Jennifer is still out there. They had never given up hope that the truth will eventually be uncovered. and that the person responsible for their daughter's disappearance will be held accountable. Jennifer Casey's disappearance is a mystery that continues to haunt those who follow her case. The evidence, the lack of evidence, the security footage of the mysterious figure, and the complete absence of any concrete clue make this case one of the most perplexing and unresolved true crime stories of our time. To this day, Jennifer family and friends with live with the painful question of what happened to their daughter. And while law enforcement continue to search for answers, Jennifer case serve as a reminder of the danger that can be lurking just around the corner, and unsettling reality that sometimes the truth remains hidden no matter how hard you search for it. Now, if you have any information about Jennifer Kissy's disappearance, or if you recognize a mysterious figure in the security footage, please contact the law enforcement or the authority or her family, for her family deserves to know what happened to their daughter, and the truth will awaits to be uncovered. Thank you everyone for your time and for the attention. I hope you enjoy this case. I had to take a break. I'll be back. This one. How you doing? Hey guys, I'll be back. But there are people denying me. Man, see the oh God. And I'm not sitting there with them. I'm not really that. I'm sure. No, I don't know if they are just but the problem in that case, but I don't know how I want that. But it's a very, you know, say, like, this is why you cover. They say you want to live on table. So why you not put table? I put table content, but you don't think that people you cover. They say it must be okay, must this is it is very tough. So I go back go change that to table. Okay, remember I just found one. Okay, stay for long with when I'm not that. So when you share love, for us, thank you when you share love. Because we do not keep them, but that was because I don't know if you guys are really talking. Some people really talk so that you know, look at you know, feel like that. But, you know, Yeah. And it's from That's how I like stuff. Maybe like stuff for sorry for Samsung. I like it. This particular one. These are from Samsung already. So why other people no longer like? No, they later bring on like this time. They yesterday. No, yesterday. For other places, people come to school. Nobody was. You see? And you still people do not make up to make them do it. They can't. I just say that not doing anywhere. No, like the next day. I hate training season. Every now and then, like this for rainy season. I don't come with that. Being in the farmer. No. So what will be like? You know, it's better, number. Uh-huh. It's so not get the number. You don't know that. Can't let them see. For them, no remind them. Let anyone remember. Okay, so I never for this area, why is nobody you now only option now to put solar. To put solar, don't only. Hey, morning. Don't want to answer me. Don't want to talk. Hmm? I'm not hearing you. See my system voice speaker signal. Bad boy.
How far now?
I dey how you been now?
Last time, how about
Wetin dey chop dis early morning?
chop kwa?
Why your mama dey do as if you dey chop?
Maybe na maybe you wake up with too much hunger now. Everything dey sound like chop now.
Haba.
You no wan keep person pikin yesterday now.
Omo, forget dat thing oo, no be small thing oo.
Suppose go to test.
All is well. God is on the throne. How far now?
Una do. Una don get like
Omo, dem say our transformer spoil oo.
so right.
Una you get light abi?
You just do that this one. Light no dey throughout the night.
Serious?
Like,
Oh wahala. I go come later sha. I wan finish wetin I dey do.
no wahala, no wahala. Abeg, let me compress that.
I don even dey forget. Wait, na system you send am put abi na phone? Okay, to download the video.
Yeah,
Okay, I go do am.
thank you.
And I forget my mouse stick for
Mouse this thing.
um
Yes.
oh wahala.
That's don't go account when I go guys the night see am.
Oh wahala.
Alright.
All right. I'll be back. I just have to go and do some things. Thank you, everyone.